Hi there, I'm Tony Seeley, and you've just been watching Without Planning Permission. And now we're going to see a series of audience feedback around the show that we've produced tonight. And it'll be really interesting to hear these views and opinions, particularly what they have to say around community development and the climate issue.
So this was genuinely interactive theatre, great performances, but I think the standout for me was that the troupe of actors actually got the audience onto the stage. We had to interact, we kind of had to act, we had to think, we were challenged. The subject matter is climate change, and I think they took that conversation out of the usual spaces and places where it lives, and they took it somewhere else, and it was really interesting, really enjoyed it.
I went to see Without Planning Permission tonight, and it was incredibly thought-provoking, unexpected, surprising. I learned a lot about the things that bring us together in community, but I think more importantly I learned about the ways and the nuances with which we disagree. I was really happy with the outcome, which was a breakfast club, and that's because I think that food is the thing that brings us all together, and it brings all of these issues together. It brings climate change in, food security, and like power and oppression, and I think it's the solution as well. People eating around a table, sharing food together, that's where you have good conversation that sparks greater community bonding, less isolation, better mental health. It all starts with good nutrition, so I thought it was spot on. I would love to see how this BMC group develops as well. I think they're doing really great things.
I came to see the play and I feel like I've got loads of ideas, and I feel really like engaged with serious issues, but in a really fun way.
Just saw the improvised play Without Planning Permission by the Black Men's Consortium. Really enjoyable and thought-provoking evening. First time doing a participatory theatre event, and I'll be going to another one because I think it's a really great way to think about deep topics and also have fun.
I came to see Without Planning Permission. I actually didn't know fully what to expect. It was a surprise, but it was very interesting and it was different. It was deep because it touched on a lot of controversy, and I would actually recommend that if you haven't seen it, do come along and see it, especially a black male. I will be telling my sons about it. Although one's in Bristol, I'll be passing it on to him and his friends. I'll be telling my husband, and it talks about things that we don't usually talk about, and it's just nice to know as a community we can debate with each other and we can touch on subjects which we usually don't, and it's actually nice to see men who are emotional and passionate about something, and it's really good for our community. So please do Without Planning Permission.
Right, I came to see the play today Without Planning Permission. It raised a number of issues. The main theme was around global warming, but as I sat and reflected, I thought about the day-to-day things because it was focused around a community centre or environment where we have a community that sees themselves as existing and trying to solve issues. And what I thought about was actually there are so many issues that we're dealing with that we almost don't talk about because it appears to be out of fashion. And for me, some of those issues are the fact that we're all on direct debits or forced into direct debits, the fact that our monies are being stolen in a legal, criminal way, the fact that we are forced into bank account situations, otherwise we do not have access to basic needs, and the fact that as a consequence of not having access to basic needs, there is a large section of our communities that are experiencing deprivation that we can compare to being in a third world country. So whilst I understand the issues around global warming, I think we can actually take it closer to home, that we are unable to live because of the way in which we are told to live. So today's play raised a lot of those thoughts and feelings to me. It evoked very powerful thoughts around young people that I work with who do not have mobile phones, therefore cannot access universal credit as a form of basic means of living. Young people who are being held on waiting systems for up to 45 minutes, losing power on their mobile phones because they're homeless, do not have access to electricity, therefore they cannot connect with the system that they need for their survival, and then they're seen as not coming forward, not participating. They cannot participate because it's systematically clear that they are being frozen out. So yeah, it evoked lots of strong feelings in me today, the play did.
I came here not knowing what to expect, really and truthfully, and I was blown over, really and truthfully, seeing all these men on the stage, and then just the way it unfolded, not knowing what to see, the action, the filming behind it, the laughs, the seriousness. It was a mixture of so many different things, and my mind just exploded as do I talk, especially when I went onto the stage to talk. Do I talk about climate change? Do I talk about life on an estate? Do I talk? It was just so many issues that were open there, and I've left with so many issues thinking to myself, wow, what can we do for this, for that? But you know what really got me? Seeing these men working together and hearing where they come from, and just seeing the group that they can be. Because just the other day I was talking to a friend, men don't see men communicate like that. And they said, where do they sit? In the barber shop, in the betting shop. And it's great to see that they're there and they meet every week, and there's this richness in their talking there, a richness in knowing that how men can work together and bond. It was great, really enjoyed it. And I will go, I hope this isn't the end. I hope you're going to take this on and bring it other places, because I think different areas need to see this. And men need to come, especially our young men need to come and see how men can bond and play and be happy together as a team.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? My name is Art Terry, and I've just seen the most incredible play. It is called Planning Permission, and I didn't know what to expect, but this play is like done something that I, as an artist and a writer, have been trying to do for years. It's like a masterpiece. It's very similar, you know, as a Black British person, a Black Londoner living in London for 35 years, coming from the outside. I've always just been fascinated by the Black community here, and being a part of it was a very interesting experience. And I felt like it was actually enacted here. It was enacted here, like I've always wanted to see it acted, and tried myself to figure out how to present it on stage. It was done here. It was a masterpiece. It's great acting, great direction, great improvisation. Yeah, it's really incredible, an incredible piece.
Was absolutely fantastic. It was inspiring, it was brave, it was innovative. I loved the way it kept asking questions and including me and the others in the conversation. I loved the way it was open discussion with many different points of view and no patronizing conclusions, but just really open, honest discussion. It was a really wonderful experience. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I enjoyed tonight's experience. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, I missed out on last night's show. I was glad I turned up today. It was quite an immersive experience, just interacting with the actors that I've been connecting with for the last months and just bringing this play, seeing it come to life, getting amazing feedback from the audience. They loved it, and just had a genuine feedback from someone who pulled me aside. They said they really resonate with my character because they love the issues that I was discussing, and they wish they got to spoke to me, and that really made me feel positive about myself. And I can't wait for tomorrow, the last show. I'm going to kill it.
Hi, I came to see the play today and it was absolutely amazing. Everyone on the show was really good. The interaction was really informative, and not only was it a good production, it was actually a really positive learning experience. So thank you.
Yeah. When I come, I just think of simple play, but this isn't as simple as we might imagine. They hit some real worrying point, thing that bother people, and they need to take notice of it. And I think it would be really good in film. You know, making a film of it rather than just have a video and display. You always get it out of people. That's his skill, I tell you. He's really good at his drama. You don't just make you laugh, make you think as well.
Yeah, we came down to see the play because several people had recommended it to me. I live on the other side of London, and it was really interesting. Like, you know, I've not been to an immersive theatre event like this before, and I really liked the fact that when we came out of it, there were loads and loads of unanswered questions, and the fact that it was set up in such a way you could like contribute to that dialogue.
Yeah, and I particularly enjoyed actually the last section where we all started to talk with the group, and that started to feel very rich to me and started to bring up things that I've never really thought about climate change being very much a white middle class concern rather than and then there were just issues of oppression and in fact somebody brought up about the hierarchy of need, and that I thought, oh yeah, this is starting to get me thinking a little bit about why people don't get involved and why other people do get involved in climate change and why it's a priority. So yeah, it's really interesting.
I came to see the play tonight and it was mind-boggling. It really made me think about climate change, what I do, how I can kind of work against it, really, make the world a better place, but also how I work within my own community, what I can do for it, how I can speak to people who are maybe secluded or need some help, and yeah, it just made me think about how I can help people more.
So today I came to see the play, and what was really interesting to me is it's the first time that I've seen a group of black men actually talk about climate change, and it really made me reflect about why we don't talk about climate change in the community. I thought it was really good that they offered the opportunity for people to share their opinions, share their views. I really like that we could get up and actually meet the characters and get to know them. So for me, it was a really interesting experience, but it made me reflect about there were so many problems in society and in the world, and sometimes it feels like it's a huge insurmountable problems, but I like that we came up with solutions. So the Breakfast Club was a brilliant idea, and it was really good to hear about all the different skills within the community. So all in all, I definitely would give it 5 stars and recommend it to come and see the play.
The play was really interesting. You don't see a group of people living locally, all the stereotypes about black men, it's really transcend them. And the way all the social issues came up, but through joy, through improvisation, through collective inquiring, even solutions were proposed. I think it's really well built together, and it's really worthwhile to come and see it. I hope it's touring. I hope more people can see it in different places in Britain.
My name is Fitzroy. This is my first show. I was very nervous, overwhelmed by how many people came. I thought it to be a good turnout and got loads of claps and laughter and things like that. So all of this has helped me just to learn, just to grasp the whole, what goes behind the play, and to just learn from the first time. So if there's any mistakes, I can learn from them for the next one. I think young people would get it because it goes over the relative topics. So, and there's also like you can relay questions and get answers. So I think that would be good. So it gives the audience a chance to get involved.
So I've just come out of watching Without Planning Permission tonight, and I'm absolutely blown away. I mean, the actors, the way that they were interacting with the audience, so interactive. I would very much encourage you to come out and see it. Very impactful as well, talking about real issues that we really need to discuss as a community. So you don't want to miss it. Make sure you come out and check it out.
Considering I saw the process of how the play came into, like how the show came into play, I feel like the crew, the cast, they did an excellent job at improvising, especially towards the end of the show. So I thought it was excellent. It was amazingly executed.
I came along this evening because I met Tony several years ago, and we got to chatting, and he told me about what he was doing and asked me if I would like to be involved, and I said yes, definitely. And over a period of time, I suggested the name the Black Men's Consortium, so that it can open it up to other things to do with black men and mental well-being issues. I thought the work he was doing was fantastic. I've been to every event that he's had, every show, I should say, and I've always encouraged other people to come along. And what I admire about the whole thing is that it's not scripted, it's genuine, and the men are speaking from the heart. And I think Tony has done a fantastic job over the years. What I would like to see more of our people doing is getting involved. When I say getting involved is, for example, if they see the police stopping a black person, especially a young guy, we go over and we offer to help and not be afraid of the police. Black people are often branded as being, mentally unwell simply because of how they react to situations. If we shout and raise our voices or whatever, there's something wrong with us. If an Italian or a French person does it, it's because they're French or Italian. It's not the same. And I just wish more of us would get involved in events like this, or join an organization that addresses some of the issues that we face. Too often, we see something happening and we walk past and we don't say anything. I'm not saying we must get angry. I'm just saying, we should just go over and politely say, can I help? Can I be of assistance? And so on. And that's my view. And I think Tony's doing a fantastic job. And he's amazing. And I'm glad he's got so many people supporting him. I wish there was a similar version for young people, young men as well. I'm not saying there isn't, I don't know. But because too many young black boys are put in PRUs, people referral units, and it's unnecessary. And parents are not aware enough of how they can help prevent these things. And I think parents need to find out how they can help their children more when they're put in PRUs, because some of them just accept it. Me, I'm not accepting it, full stop. And so I try and go along with parents to meetings to help out, with PRUs.
It's been really interesting seeing how the guys have enacted their ideas, what they've been going through, and it's been really fun. There's some very serious sentimental things that's been going on with everybody. In fact, with all of us, because we all have some mental issues. We've all suffered in some way being in this country. We are so marginalized in this country that it's very difficult not to feel some sense of regret. And for me, coming here, it took me years before I actually said to myself, I'm here, I may as well make the most of it, because I was always going back home, because home is where I am and my life is. So being here was tormenting. So now seeing these guys acting out and finding some solace in their lives, you know, it's just so important.
Yes, but what we're doing is real life, as you know. Yeah. We don't have a script. None of our performances are ever scripted.
But you've lived your life,
Exactly. That's why we don't need a script. Because if you've experienced something in real life, you don't need a script.
That's right.
No matter what's happened to you, whether it's good or bad, and what we tackle, what we do today, have done today, is what is happening in real life. At the moment, climate change, yes, but real life is cost of living, electric, gas, petrol, just trying to feed yourselves. So climate change is there, but not being funny. To those in Richmond, and Chelsea, is climate change an issue? No, it's not, because they're still driving their Bentleys and their Mercedes, yes?
Exactly.
Whereas over here, we're getting charged with a ULEZ, we're getting charged with a congestion charge, we're getting charged with everything, yes? Even to breathe, we're having to more or less pay for, and even at some point, they're going to charge us even for water, yes?
But you know, we're always, the poorer people in society are always the ones that so much is expected of.
But we've got to turn that negative into a positive,
Yes.
and say that it's not gonna continue, and we're not gonna feed into their BS any longer, right? Our children and our children's children have a right to breathe and live, just like you people right now.
That's right.
And although I've got grandchildren and I won't be here in 40 years' time, I'm still fighting for them, for their future.
Of course we have to.
Amen.
You know, we can't forget about it.
Of course not.
You know? It is happening, and we need to do something about it
And
for
it's-
ourselves and our children and children's children.
And it's real life. Never mind about the Prime Minister talking on his little bench today, talking about ABCD, whatever he's talking about. That was, I don't know what, no. Talk about real life stuff, Mr. Prime Minister. What's going on right now with the normal people who are just striving to pay their packed lunches for their children, paying for their buses, letting your child go out and hoping that your child will come home at the end of the day without being stabbed, murdered, raped, harassed. And also the police, they're lovely police, but there's some police that are corrupt and abusive, that are raping people, that are murdering people, and are doing stop and search at a 12-year-old. It's got to stop.
Evening, I'm just finished watching the performance of Without Planning Permission. It was brilliant. I was able to come and see my brother Errol Thompson do his thing, improvising, the rest of the group as well, fantastic. A whole range of topics and so on. If you can get the time, come down and have a look, see it, spend some time, support the people. It's wonderful.
So yes, just seen Without Planning Permission, great play. Improvisation was brilliant, actors were brilliant. I would recommend anyone to come and see it.
Okay, so tonight was Planning Without Permission. I think that's the name of it. It was
That is
awesome.
correct. These two young ladies came to see my show.
Absolutely amazing.
Really Well-
thought-provoking, wasn't it? Yeah. So, I, do you know what? I just can't put a number on it. Marks out of 10, 10 plus. The interaction, awesome. We had opportunities to speak. They spoke to us. You know what? Just spend your money and come along.
As she said, it's an interactive play. So we perform, we get this audience to partake in it, we get their views from a realistic perspective, and these two ladies saw the show. So, what do you say?
I thought it was amazing. Everybody was absolutely amazing, and for no script as well, all like impro, it was fantastic.
I really enjoyed tonight. I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but it was really powerful and very real, and really impressed with all the performances, and the fact that it was all improvised was fantastic. So well done everyone, fantastic.
Black men can be real. I think we live in a shell and we would look tough and, you know, oh yeah, I'm fine. But actually, you know, these guys were real, and I just really appreciate that. And I wish that more men, well, all men, but black men in particular, would be more real and just be realistic and be, this is me, I've got my vulnerabilities.
I feel that was an inspirational piece of theatre. I think that it could
impact communities if it's rolled out further in more places, and there should be more groups like this for men, women, all people in general.
My name's Christine. I'm one of the counsellors for Gypsy Hill, and I came to see this play because I actually know Tony and we did a course together, and I wanted to see how it would pan out. And it was better than I actually expected. It was amazing. It was thought-provoking. There were so many issues that were discussed, as if we were on a real estate and what we could do to change that. And I think that some of the there wasn't really a solution, but some of the things that came out, which I found, was the guy who was going to be evicted from his home. That was very emotive. He was going to be evicted from his home, but he had mould, he had damp, and there should have been some help for him. There's lots of people on estates that don't know where to go for help. So, but this brought up a lot of issues, lots of things were talked about. A lot of people, it was seen as not a thing for black people, but it actually is. It affects all of us. So it was excellent. Definitely want to see more. Well done.
I came to see without planning permission. It was really interesting, really great to see this group of black men doing what they're doing and improving and talking about all the social issues we've got going on today, and just getting everyone from the audience involved. Really, really interesting.
I thought it was amazing tonight, absolutely fantastic actors, and I even shed a tear at the end at just how bonded all the guys were, and what an amazing community they obviously have, and how they all care about each other. Thank you.
I felt that every sort of aspect they spoke about had an impact on everybody in the room. So whether it was, talking about ULEZ or child or sustainability or whatever it was, everybody knew about those real elements that they were talking about. So for me, tick the box, made you think.
Thank you, sir. There's the person over there if you want.
Water to get your fishes. The state of the community is going to use